G'day guys, in this video I want to go through the key features of the Keyless Multi-Base. I'm also going to show you a couple of ways that you can set it up, including the way to set it up so you can get the best performance from the Keyless Cobra bag. Now before I started designing my own equipment and the Cobra bag you see here, I've actually used and reviewed many different Cobra bags. And one of the things that disappointed me in most cases is the base. Now, I've never been a big fan of these sorts of bases, the ones that you fill up with water. And there are two main reasons for that. Now, one of the main reasons is that they're so bulky. And once they're filled with water, they're so heavy, they're impossible to move, they're impossible to lift. Some of them even have these sort of suction cups at the bottom. Once you fill it with water and stick to the floor, you can't budge it, you can't move it. It is a pain. The other issue I have with these sorts of bases is the fact that they're filled with water. There's a lot of water in there. And being plastic can deteriorate over time. It can crack, and it could crack in the middle of the night. You wake up and your whole house is filled with water. So when I designed my base, I wanted to make sure that it's easy to set up, easy to put away. It can be used in different ways, and I'll show you a couple of different ways you can use it, but also super rigid, so that it performs well with a Cobra bag. So one of the key features of this base is that it's made out of a composite fiber material that is as hard or possibly even harder than steel. Now the most effective way to set up the base is to use a baseboard like this that you can get from your local hardware. The ideal board is a chipboard or an MDF board that's about 3/4 inch thick. The thicker the better, but you want at least 2 feet wide, and then you put your base in the middle. Now the base comes with 8 screws. They're self-driving screws, these ones here. Now one of the things you can do to your board is just to trim the corners like this, give it like a rounded look, and I've put duct tape all the way around. Now here I've got an MDF board that I have been using, and I've cut it out into like a circular shape with a jigsaw. It's 2 feet in diameter, and I've put some rubber feet, 4 rubber feet on the bottom, so it gives it a little bit extra grip on the carpet. You don't really need the rubber feet. I've used this rubber feet in the past because I had some screws coming through here, but the screws that are included, they're not going to come through, and I've been testing this for a while and it works a treat. The screws do not come off. This is rock solid. Now the Keyless Cobra bag is a completely modular system. It's the world's first completely modular Cobra bag where everything just clicks together, including the base. So you've got your click mast, which is the bottom section of the base of the mast, and it just clicks into the base. Now it's a fairly tight connection. In fact, it's really tight. But I'm also including this hose clamp which goes over the top of the base, and you simply tighten it like this. And that ensures that this is nice and rigid, nice and tight. There's no movement whatsoever. Now once you've got your base screwed onto the baseboard, lay it down like this, you've got your hose clamp, put that over the top of the multi-base. Then you take the click mast and then you just click it into place like that. Once it's clicked in, you tighten the hose clamp, and that is now rock solid. It's ready to have your sandbags placed on top, and whatever weights you want to go on top of the sandbags as well. Now the Keyless bags, once they're filled with sand or gravel, I've got these filled with gravel. Now these aren't filled to the very brim, they're sort of 3/4 full, nearly full. They're about 20 kilos or 45 pounds each, so a total of 90 pounds. That is sufficient for this Cobra bag. You could fill them halfway or fill them partially halfway or part of the way, and then use Olympic weights over the top if you don't want to have really heavy, like 45-pound bags. But these can be handled just like that. You've got the 2 handles on the ends. Place them there. There's Velcro that joins them together like that, and that gives a nice, stable, solid platform. Now once you've got your base and click mast set up, and this is nice and rigid, then you take your click bar, which clicks into the mast, and then you've got your spring mounted on the top. So that just clicks onto there. Now you can adjust the height using these click buttons here, push buttons, so you can set whatever height you want, and you're ready to start training. This is probably the most effective way to set it up. Been using it for a while. It is super rigid, super stable, easy to put away, easy to set up. Now this is all you're left with once you take off the bags and take out the mast. You can slide this under the couch, under the bed, or just put to the side. It's out of the way. A lot easier than having these big water-based bases. Now there are other ways to set this up. One of which is simply to screw it into your floor. If you've got an outdoor deck, or you've got a deck, or you've got a garage, you want to just put it into the concrete. You would have to pre-drill the concrete and put plugs in there. But you've got 8 screws that hold it there. You might need longer screws if you're using in concrete, but that will hold. And I've tried in different situations, different variations, and it does quite well. Now one other way you can use the multi-base is with these suction cups, which are also for sale on the website. Now these simply go onto here on the sides where you see these sort of ridges. They're designed to just slide on and stick to like a tile floor, big tiles. However, this will not work on just any floor. Some floors are just not suited for suction cups. They're not going to grip hard enough, and when you're punching it, it can come off. So although it's suited to some floors, it may not be suited to others. If you want a really sure way to set it up, just screwing it to a board is probably the best way. Now, if you do have the suction cups, or you get the suction cups and it doesn't work on your floor, you can actually get a base board like this that's laminated, and you can stick them onto this here. I've just stuck them to this laminate board, and you still need the sandbags. Now if you're going to do this, I mean, you might as well just screw it to the board. It's a lot easier, and it will not come off with the screws. With the suction cups, there is a chance that they may pop off, they may dislodge as you're punching. So be aware of that. Know that the suction cups are not a permanent solution. It may be good enough for a 20-minute workout. They may hold, they may not. So just letting you know. Now there's one more solution that I'm working on, and that's these stabilizers that will just simply plug into the base, just like that. Now these are still in prototype stage. They will be made out of composite material, super strong. So you won't need to go get a baseboard. You could just buy a set of these. They'll come as a set of 4, and the screws that come with the base will work for these. So you just screw them in. Once you plug them in, you screw them in, place it down, put your Cooler sandbags over the top, and Bob's your uncle. Well, that's it, guys. The multi-base. It's got multiple ways that you can use it. Easy to set up, easy to put away. I'll see you guys in the next video.